What's that noise? What the hell was that?
It's
Oh!
a spider. Oh my god. Spears out, everybody. Stab!
Okay.
Stab! Stab!
How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Is It Worth It? Today I am joined by Master of Nothing. How's it going, Masters?
It is good. Today we are talking about a very interesting game, mainly because it's not what we would normally review, is it?
No. So for those of you who don't know, on Is It Worth It, we take a game of £20 or less, we play it for a few hours, and then we let you know whether we think it's worth the money or not. Now today we've pushed those boundaries a little bit. What we've done is we've taken a game called Grounded, which is done by Obsidian Entertainment. It's in early access, but they're charging £25 to buy this game. Now I thought, personally, that was quite a lot of money for a game in early access, so I thought this would be an interesting discussion. Now we're changing things up on how we are trying to do things on the show, and what we've decided to do is we're going to break it down into sections, and we're going to give each section a rating out of a fifth of the total price. So the game is £25 in total, so each section is going to be out of £5. So let's begin things with the story. The story is pretty simple. It's basically Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You play as children, you get shrunk down, you don't know why, you don't even know where. You can see a garden, everything is massive. You go through and you're trying to find what has happened and how to get back to your regular size. It's pretty charming, I quite like it, but because it's in early access, there's obviously not too much there, but it does seem like it could go somewhere really enjoyable. And that's what I'm really hoping for. So on that basis, we are going to give this one £2.50 out of 5.
Okay, yeah, £2.50. That sounds about right. Now let's talk about gameplay. Now make sure you understand it is early access, which means there are bugs, there are things that are going to go wrong, and the developers are always going to be trying to make that better over time. The point of early access, the gameplay you come across is kind of your everyday survival game. You know, you hunt, you gather, you find resources, and you try to survive. There is a little bit of a variation actually to this, and it's made it quite interesting, which is the fact is that you are tiny. The resources that you would normally collect are not what you would normally collect here, and the items and everything you might find is very different, so you're kind of strategizing a little bit differently, which is something that I actually really enjoyed. Like I said, early access, so there are things that are bound to go wrong. We had a few buggy issues, some things crashed, but all in all I enjoyed it, so I'm going to give it £3.50 for gameplay.
So when it comes to the graphics, I think this is actually probably where the game shines the best. Everything looks really nice. Everything looks really beautiful, actually. All the colours are vibrant, the plant life, the bugs, all the characters, they all have this distinctive look about them. And I think it absolutely looks gorgeous, especially when you get up high on a tall ledge and you look out across the whole garden. I think they've done an absolutely bang up job on the graphics, and I really can't wait to see how they actually improve on them, because it can only get better, it really can. So for graphics, I think it's an easy 4 out of 5. So tell me about some music and sound, Masters.
Well, music and sound was a bit of a tough one for me, to be absolutely honest. When you look at a game like Grounded, you expect when you're nice and small that the world around you is huge and probably quite daunting. The ambient noises was really nice, and you did get some kind of spooky feelings around when you're wandering trying to survive. However, there are some things that kind of drew you out of that kind of ambient feel, such as bug noises. For instance, ants would make very odd noises. You come across a ladybug that would squeal or roar, and you would hear like the nattering of a spider. Now, in my eyes, if this was really going to kind of have an impact on the gameplay, it would be more that you didn't hear these things coming for you, or maybe all you heard was just the pitter patter or the scuttle of their feet, which would really draw you in. So there's some great parts of it. There was some nice music, some nice ambience, but it kind of took you away with maybe those bug noises, which I guess they may in the future fix. who knows? It took me out of it. So I'm going to give it a £3 score.
So tell me a bit about your personal views on this, Masters. As a game overall, like things you liked and disliked and that really stood out.
Okay, so what did I really enjoy? Well, I mean, overall, I actually really enjoyed the game. The gameplay was nice. When it all comes together, it feels really good, but there were some kind of problems, like obviously I've already mentioned with the bugginess being early access and some of the things that will take you out, like, you know, the audio. But all in all, I like the idea, the mechanics of kind of creating items out of things that you wouldn't really expect to create, and also items that you would never really think that were useful, such as slime and dandelions and things like that. I thought that was really quite interesting. I'm really looking forward, actually, maybe it's not something to talk about right now, but really in the future, it'd be nice to come back and see what this game comes into when they've updated the story, they've updated the mechanics, and they've brought more depth into the game. So I am looking forward to that, because it does leave you kind of hanging and wanting to know more and to kind of get further into that storyline.
Yeah, I think you've made some really good points there. I really enjoyed the idea of it. I love the idea of taking like the survival genre, like the forest and raft, and instead of it all being out in the open world with monsters and things like that, it's just your kids, you're shrunk down, you're in just a garden and you're dealing with just giant bugs and trying to navigate the world in this new way, that from things that seem so simple but are now just so large. I liked the idea of all the different crafting things, as you said, like simple things like making acorn armor. I thought was an awesome idea. And I really liked the way it looked as well. I thought it looked really cool. But then I did have issues when it came to bugginess. Now, I completely understand it's early access. I get that. But that's why we're talking about it today. Because I had a problem today where the game kept crashing on me, like over and over. It was becoming a real problem. I think I spent about half an hour or so just trying to get it to work so we could continue to play. Now, yes, you know, there's going to be some problems, but that's quite a large problem. And all the way to something small like just pressing E to pick stuff up wasn't working all the time, which was a really small but irritating problem when you're trying to do things. But overall, I think it's got some real potential. And as you said, it would be great to come back and see the changes they've made and the progress they make with it and see where it goes. I mean, I don't know about you, but I would say maybe like a £4 out of 5 altogether.
Yeah, I would give it a £4 out of 5. I mean, come on. That gives us a total of £17. I mean, we've enjoyed it enough that we've even made a little Let's Play role play series out of it. So I'd say, yeah, personally, a good thumbs up from me.
Yeah, I think it gets a good thumbs up from me. I think £17 is a fair number. So, you know, you could round that up to 20. But I suppose at the end of the day, that would technically mean it's not worth the £25 that they ask for.
There is actually a silver lining to this, however. If you have Xbox Game Pass on PC or Xbox One, you can actually download the game in early access for free, as long as you're paying for that pass, of course. So you can give it a go if you choose to. I do think that, you know, if this game was, you know, £20, it would be absolutely worth it. We've rated it as 17, so I'd say it's pretty close. And I think the things that did really let it down were kind of the bugs and maybe the lack of story. So as soon as we get more of that and they've repaired some of those issues, I think, you know, it will be well worth it.
Yeah, I would definitely think you're right on that. So it's not worth it at the moment, but it should be worth it come the future when things get finished or updated more. Right, well, thank you for joining us today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, and I hope you have enjoyed the new setup of the show. We've done it because we just found it streamlines things a bit more, and we want this to be a bit more of a fast-paced show where we get our points across and, you know, don't linger too much on too many things. Now, if you have any games that are £20 or less that you want us to play and review and tell you whether we think they're worth it, hit us up down in the comments. Also, did you play Grounded? What did you think? Like, did you enjoy it? Did you think there's not enough there yet? Or do you think it's really going to go somewhere? Once again, let us know down in the comments. If you have not already, make sure you go check out Master of Nothing. over on YouTube. His channel will be linked down in the description below, so go check him out. It's 100% worth it, and you will not be disappointed. So, thank you very much for joining me today, Masters.
Not a problem. Always fun to talk about if a game is actually worth it.
We love to judge. What can we say? So we'll catch you next time. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, drop a like, remember to leave a comment, and we'll catch you all next time. Say goodbye.
Bye. No, that sounded a little bit creepy. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. 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 You can use any of those.
Take it easy, everybody.